I first learned about the Rockford Rescue Mission years ago. I was homeless. I didn't have any place to go, and I was picked up on the side of the road. And this happened to be one of the staff at the Rockford Rescue Mission, and he took me to the mission. And I stayed one night, and I was helped at that time, and I went back to my home. Well, my role is here at the mission. Like I said, I'm a case manager. I case manage anywhere from 8 to 10 men. I also deal with the transitional phase. The transitional phase means that men have went through our program, they have gathered information, they have a support team, they went through what we call our Genesis process, which is a dynamite program, and now they're ready to reintegrate back into society. Well, definitely the mission itself is led by the example and life of Christ. We hold fast to that we look to build and to save and to bring people into awareness of what we do here, not just the clients that we serve, but the people outside of our clients, this society in its entirety. They become aware of the work that we're doing and how we're building and discipleshiping and healing people's lives and bringing them to a better understanding of what they need to do to be sound and safe during this period of time. Well, I think that the Lord is using the mission in terms of the feeding of thousands of people a year, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I think also that in the most powerful way is that in our men's life recovery program, we have men that come in with families, and keep in mind that all these men are not just homeless. These men, some of them have lost their jobs due to alcoholism, drug addiction, and they left their families. And so we're not only just mentoring to the men in our men's life recovery program and discipleshiping them, but it also reaches to their family. It reaches to their wives, their mothers, their fathers, and just extend to the children. So we're discipleshiping not just one individual that's in our care, we're at touching base with their church and their entire family. Well, when you come to the mission, you always hear about Jesus. That's written on the walls. Even if you don't hear it vocalized, you're reading about it. When you're eating, there's a devotion in the morning. At the evening hours, there's a preaching sermon that's going to come forth, or just singers, praise and worship's coming in. You know, no preaching, just singers that comes outside, volunteer churches that comes in, and they're singing. They do plays, they do skits. So I mean, there's many dynamics about how we serve and how we get people to hear the gospel of Jesus Christ. I guess the first step, I know that we're on the on internet. We have our own web page. You can start there. A person could start at coming and viewing the mission, having actually touring the mission. We do tours. There's people that get involved that way. There's people that learn about us through the newspaper, through their relatives. So there's many facets of how you get involved with the rescue mission, but the most important one, I think, is to actually come and ask for a tour and get involved that way and become a volunteer, help financially, prayer for real. We just need prayer, strong prayer, because we're on the front line. We're definitely on the front line because we're dealing with multifaceted people, all different type of cultures. We're dealing with mental health issues. So prayer, financial stability is a must. I do what I do because the rescue mission, and I always tell the story, I thought about it. I started working with Rockford Rescue Mission through Reach Out Jail Ministry. And once I got laid off, it was kind of like, I wasn't homeless, but they took me under their arms and they said, well, you come and go with us, you know? I didn't have a job. I was out of a job. I was clean for 2 years. After doing 22 years in prison, just a life of wreck. My life was a wreck, and I got my life together. The Lord came in, and I started to work for Reach Out Jail Ministry, which we were also partnering with the mission as far as our men that we were teaching. And 2 years later, I got laid off. And I never thought about it until after it happened that they also rescued me, because I was only clean for 2 years. Okay, I wasn't clean that long, for 2 or 3 years. And then they said, okay, well, come go with us. You can work for us. And that's how I really got involved, and it's been a learning experience for me ever since. I think that as I was asked to do this yesterday, I was just really in prayer asking the Lord, Lord, what do I say? And one of the things I have to say is that in all earnesty, I've heard so much talk about ministry, and I've always wanted to be involved after being saved and the Lord doing the work. I always wanted to be involved with people that are hurting and watch and experience the healing that happens. And here at Rockford Rescue Mission, there's a lot of hurting people, people that are misunderstood due to their mental health issues. They're misunderstood due to their lifestyle that they've lived. But there's a dynamic team here, and I've always wanted to work with that dynamic team, people that are experts in mental health, people that are experts in street code, and so forth. And you just gather all these people together and you have a dynamic ministry. So that, I guess that's what the Lord would want me to share, because I was just thinking about that. And that is something that a lot of people is not tied directly to. And when you get tied directly to outside of your church and you come here and you see what goes on here and you see the meals, because I always thought that the meals too were bought. I thought the meals were bought and stocked away, but you see the meals come in daily sometimes. I mean, they're just coming in. And you see how the Lord's providing those things by day. But some people, like myself, I thought that they had stock full of groceries put away and freezers, but that's not the case. This ministry is fed and given food every day, and meals are made accordingly.